ignore that. Took all the Christmas decor down, and I haven't figured out what I want to do up there. Hi! Welcome to Way to Sun. Obviously, this is a sit-down chit-chat video. This is a story time video.
We're getting married.
You mean it?
Nope.
Oh, good. Okay, so... ow. Stop it. Ignore the crazy hair, too. I tried...
It's adorable.
Anyway, I'm a hot mess express, as usual. Okay.
She's hot, all right.
Mess express. So, here's a little story all about how our Sether came home from Colorado. Okay, I'm going to start the story like on a timeline, and then we'll go into more detail after that. Okie dokie artichoke. I went into my phone and looked up dates and times, so I actually have the actual times that the phone calls started and the date.
Okay, now I have a video I already did for my channel. It's not up yet, but it's the process of us going there. Actually,
but you got footage like while we were traveling and
yes.
stuff. I don't have that kind of stuff for them to see.
I'm just saying.
So if you'd have given us time until the end of this, I would have said, by the way.
I'm just saying.
If you want another view of this.
Yeah, but I don't know when it goes up. I can't remember.
That's not my problem.
It may be a while. Anyway.
So anyway, December 22nd, 2021, I got a phone call at 6:07 from Shanae. Shanae's our oldest daughter, the mother of Sether Rooney. I have a sneeze coming.
Bless us. Bless us. Bless us.
Mine are usually in twos. And she told us that Seth was coming back to Indiana, but they were having some difficulty because at one point his dad's vehicle was going to be okay to drive him back. Then another point, the stepmom's vehicle was going to be able to drive him back. Well, it turns out both of those vehicles are not capable of doing the drive. Well, then they were going to try to fly him, but then they couldn't find a way to get a ticket, and it became like this huge nightmare.
They were having issues because of Christmas. And
time.
And they said, well, sometime after Christmas when we can afford the ticket.
Yeah, it became a drama.
For about 5 minutes.
Well, no, a couple of hours. So that was at 6:07. Well, Richard wasn't home at that point. And honestly, it was Wednesday, so he was at dojo. And I knew he wouldn't be home before 8:30, possibly even closer to 9. And I was right. He walked in at about 8:45. And so I told him what was going on and that he needed to call Shanae. So 8:56, Hubs called Shanae back. I told you, I looked it up on my phone, looked up the call history and wrote it
See,
down.
and if you can do that, the government can do it too.
Okay, we're not talking about that. Stop it.
Okay.
So anyway, called her back. She told him what was going on. Basically, things hadn't changed since she called me originally, which is, not a shocker. And Hubs and I got to talking. I'm like, listen, let us talk for a few minutes and we'll call you back. So Hubs and I got to talking because originally I told her I was worried about driving the van that far, and I knew it was going to be a long trip.
Oh, yeah.
Long trip.
Like 46 hours long.
So, called my uncle.
That was when he was talking to us.
Shh, just stop it. God almighty, Bentley. Called my uncle, asked if he would drive our van to Colorado and back, and he went, no. Didn't even hesitate. Just no.
Well, you were asking him, you weren't saying, hey, will you drive it? You were just asking him if he thought it was capable.
Well, I said, would you drive our van to Colorado?
Yeah, that sounds like a question mark, like, would you drive it?
Anyway, he said no.
Yeah, no.
So we hung up from that, and ultimately he said, well, I guess you're driving it at, I drive it to Peru constantly, and...
Which is like 30 some miles one way.
Yeah, it's not like our van is that unstable.
No, it's a good van.
It's a good van.
Yeah.
And so anyway, hung up. He and I talked a few minutes more. I'm like, listen, I'm confident enough that I think we could make it in the van. I think we would be fine. So flip my timeline over. At 9:41, we called Shanae back, and said, all right, we're gonna go get Seth, but we need, oh, this is when we did the trip planning, like, estimator on gas and stuff. So we called her back.
First, we called Norman and talked to him and verified.
Oh, yes.
See, yeah. So
well, that's why I wanted us to do this together, because I knew there would be details I
after
forgot.
Shanae said that, we called Brad and asked him if he thought that the van would be okay with it. Then I decided that we would call Norman, which is Seth's dad, and one, verify that what we're hearing as a story is accurate, and two, his plans on how that was going to happen. He verified that yes, he was done with Seth. He didn't want to keep him there anymore.
Seth was struggling too much over there. It was time for him to come home.
And that he was not going to be able to do it until after Christmas and whenever they could get the money. So it wasn't like,
Battery's about to die.
Yeah, it's okay. So anyway, at that point, I said, I looked at Michelle. She gave me the okay. So I told Norman, I said, we'll be there tomorrow. And then we hung up.
We said we would let him know because we weren't sure. So then we did some figuring to figure out how much gas we would need to do it. And I'm going to pause right here so we can swap this battery out because I don't like it stopping in the middle of a sentence.
Put in a brand new battery and it says it's less than half. Okay, anyway, continue.
Kind of figure where we were. So we did some figuring out. Now you're like halfway off the cushion and not near me. He's mad at me. I reprimanded him a little bit.
I'm not mad. I disagree. It's a fact.
I don't care. I still don't want it on the video.
Okay.
Didn't say it wasn't fact. I didn't say you couldn't think it. I said I don't want it on my video.
Okay. So you want to redo it?
Yeah. Well, no, but I'm going to have to work on my editing for this one, but that's okay. So anyway, did some figuring, came up with how much money it would take for us to get there and get back. Called her back, said, well, here's how much it will take. If you can find a beneficiary, we're willing to drive it. Well, in the background we hear, I'm paying for it, let's go. Like, oh.
That was Jessie, that was Shanae's
grandmother.
Yeah.
So we're like.
Her mom's mom.
Okay.
So she volunteered the finances to get us there and back. So I said, okay, we'll be there in about a half hour. And
that was roughly at 10 o'clock by all the time that was done.
Yes.
And
we gathered up a little food here.
A little snacky food, what we had, sandwich stuff.
And
pillows, couple of blankets.
We took off. We went and got Shanae at her house. She stopped off at Kroger and
got a few more food
got some more food things. And we filled up with gas and we headed south to go west.
Because you have to get to the big highways. We don't have anything.
We headed towards Indianapolis to hit 465 so that we could weave around west and
I think it's 70 that we take west.
70.
And
that pretty much takes you straight there.
Yeah, but 70 straight into Colorado.
And I made an error on my video when we got to Kansas. Because I said we hadn't gone that way.
Oh yeah.
And we did.
We're driving this route and we're like trying to recollect because Kansas didn't look as we remembered it looking. It's only been a year and a half?
Yeah, it didn't. It
looked totally different to us. I'm like, what the heck?
But it was the exact same road.
Yeah, it was 70 because we realized it was the first rest stop or the second rest stop.
There was that rest stop that had the overview.
In the mountain.
And then I went back on that trail and went up. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I recognized that, and I'm like, wait a minute.
We have been here. This is the road we took. What the heck?
Anyway. So we drove from Kokomo, Indiana to Aurora, Colorado.
Now, guys, I don't know if you've ever been to Colorado, Aurora, Colorado, Denver, Colorado. I always thought Aurora was a really small town like Kokomo. Now, boy, was I wrong. Huge. So we come up over this mountain and like it keeps going.
Lights for as far as you can see. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, because it was like I don't remember what time of night it was when we got there.
It was
6:30 or 7 at night.
Yeah, it was dark.
It was dark because it's
lights freaking beyond the view. I mean, it went to the horizon.
Yeah, there was no end. It was crazy.
And the people drive like maniacs there.
Oh my gosh, and so many.
Yeah.
Like a road that we would have like as a 2-lane road, they have like 4 lanes. So, and people are Oh.
So anyway, we got
And our
there.
GPS, that's the other thing, is their housing and everything is so close together that the GPS couldn't distinguish which one was theirs. So it took
Yeah.
us to the wrong one.
Yeah,
I'm like, okay,
everything
this
was
ain't
so
right.
tightly knit that
It was crazy.
But anyway, we drove straight through. We didn't
Straight
stop. We stopped for a little bit of rest, but I mean, we didn't stop to do anything.
I think we stopped
drove.
for like 2 hours. That was the longest stop that we had on the way there.
And so
And we
I
drove.
drove, and when I got tired, she drove, and then I
the other
slept.
one was
and
driving, yeah, we
we
would-
just flipped back and forth.
Yeah.
And there was very little stationary time. We did stop. We did stop once, I think once or maybe twice for a short period of time, and we both kind of napped a little bit.
On the way there, I really think it was only once.
Yeah. Okay. So, but anyway, we got there and picked up Seth and
Loaded up his stuff.
loaded up his stuff,
Thank God we've got a van.
and then headed straight back.
And then, turned around and came straight back.
Yep. The total trip was about 46 hours.
We stopped, the longest we stopped on the way back was
We
about
did-
5.5 hours.
I said we did stop for a 5-hour or so nap,
and
both of us.
Slept.
Yeah.
I tried really hard not to stop for that long because we really just wanted to get back, but there was just no way. And I was really worried. Like, I kept dozing off at the wheel. So I'm like, nope, this isn't going to
And
work.
I was out
And
at
he
that
was
point.
out. Like, he was snoring. He was conked. And he had only been out for a little bit. So I'm like, nope, we're just going to have to stop.
Which wasn't it wasn't horrible.
bad.
The thing was the whole express attitude about it was December 22nd when we left.
22nd.
22nd,
Yeah.
late,
Yeah.
but 22nd.
But we wanted to be back for
But
Christmas.
we wanted to be back for Christmas, and that was pushing it. So
And we really didn't have funds for a hotel.
yeah, we didn't
Like,
have any money.
stopping for, any place to stay was really not the best part was the weather was pristine for this drive.
It was fantastic.
And another thing we were rushing for to get there was a storm coming. Like, they were supposed to have a mega snowstorm hitting that night,
we missed that.
the night of the 23rd. And like
Didn't happen.
20 minutes after we left, their temperatures dropped and they started getting precipitation. So and we managed to stay ahead of that storm the whole way home.
Yep. So we was able to
Yeah.
avoid any bad weather. I think it
sunlight,
sprinkled
like-
a couple times.
I don't remember any rain.
No?
No.
Maybe not.
No, I know we had sunlight. Like, sunglasses were my favorite thing because I was trying to sleep while he was driving, and there's sun blaring in on my face the whole time.
But going through Indiana, Illinois, Missouri, Kansas, Colorado. Kansas is the longest run on that.
Kansas is forever.
Well, because all the other states are running vertical, and
It's
this
horizontal.
and Kansas was horizontal. So
Seth kept going, "Are we still in Kansas?
Yeah.
Are we still in Kansas?"
yeah, I don't think
So
we're in
I
Kansas
do. There's a
anymore.
rule for kids in our vehicle. You're not allowed to ask, "Are we there yet?" I make that very clear from the get-go.
He was fantastic though. The
Oh
trip
my
back,
gosh, he was such a good traveler.
Such a good traveler.
He did get overheated one time and got a little sick.
A little.
Nothing major. It really wasn't that much, was it?
It wasn't horrible. I mean,
I mean,
it was cleanable.
yeah. So, and it wasn't on our blanket. It was
And it
on
wasn't
his.
on, yeah, it wasn't on our
It
blanket.
was on our blanket. It was on his.
But he's a fantastic traveler, which is good
He
for.
sits there and keeps himself occupied.
He had that little
sleeps.
tablet, and he was just a
so-
very, very respectful little man.
Yeah.
So
It
was fantastic to be able to go get him.
So, for
and now
those
he's
of
back
you who have been asking, yes, Seth Kyle is back
permanently.
permanently.
Well, until he gets to become an adult and
That's on him.
do what he does. But yeah,
Night before last was his first sleepover at Nana and Papa's since he's been back.
fantastic.
And
Had a
we
great
played
time.
some
Uno.
Uno, Trouble. I found it.
Yeah, the I Spy
And
thing
he
with the
tricked Papaw during Uno.
Oh, dude,
It
he
was
got
classic.
me. Oh, I so wish that it would have been
He
videoing
had
that.
one card or two cards?
He had one card left. I had yellow and green. Yellow and green in my hand, and I was gonna say yellow, and he was talking the
he
whole
goes,
time, and he
As long as you don't say green.
he goes, all I got left is a yellow.
Yeah, that's what he said.
And I said, you're not supposed to tell me, and he didn't really react to that.
Nope.
So I said
not
yellow.
a smile, not a smirk, nothing.
So
Awesome.
so
So Richard goes, okay, fine, it's yellow.
Yeah, so I said, okay, fine. He said he didn't have, did he say he did or didn't have yellow?
He said he didn't have yellow.
Yeah, he said, just don't call it yellow because I got whatever. He said,
Yeah.
yeah.
Richard
So
goes, okay, fine, it's green.
I said, okay. I said yellow. And when I did, he smiled at me.
Because he had green.
No, because I turned out to call it yellow.
Okay. I don't remember. Anyway.
He tricked me to say yellow.
He tricked him into saying what he wanted. It was
because I really
hilarious.
thought he was being serious.
It was hilarious. He goes, tricked you! And lays the
he
card
did.
down.
It was, I high-fived him.
We were so wishing we'd had the camera running.
Oh, it was fantastic.
Hilarious.
He really truly
Just
got me on that one
hilarious.
because I thought it was because the whole other time he was talking. I mean, he was showing his
us
cards.
the and,
So he
little shyster.
sucked me right into that
little
one.
shyster.
He got me. He's really good at Uno.
Yep.
He's good at Trouble.
Yep.
He won Trouble.
Yep.
We were gonna play dominoes, but we can't find our dominoes.
I've misplaced our dominoes. I'm not very happy with myself right now.
Anyway, we had a fun time, and next weekend is Spencer's weekend, and then the weekend after that is Emily's, and then we take a break for a couple, and then we'll start
all over. Damon is still too young.
He's still baby.
He has to be walkable, weanable, and hopefully close to pottyable. So
yeah, so. But it was really nice to have and having all of the grandkids here is just very stressful.
Have them all over here at once for us to spend the night.
Having them all at one time it's just very stressful.
We're too old for that.
Admittedly, I have to say we are.
It's sad. I mean, given the life that I've had, and you okay?
Yep.
The jobs that I've had for 99% of my life, and now I'm like, I've done childcare for so many years, and I think it just wore me out. All right.
Okay, I'm good.
There he goes. Now I got it. I wish we could get that figured out and ironed out, but oh well.
So anyway, Seth Rooney is back.
He's home. He's back.
So
he's large and in charge.
Come summertime,
and I swear
hopefully he'll be going out on some camping trips with me, and we'll be having all that funness on my channel. I swear
he matured by like 10 years when he was gone. It was very. It's crazy how much more grown up he is now. So anyway, there you go. For those of you that have been asking, yes, he's home.
And that's how the cookie crumbles.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Even though you got to see us actually bicker, that was like an actual bicker for us.
We didn't argue, and it was off camera.
I said bicker.
It was off camera.
Most of it was.
She yelled at me.
I did yell at him.
And then she started hitting me and calling me dirty words and
he deserved it.
Threatening to put me back in the cage.
He asked for it.
I don't know. I might like that.
Bye.